In a swift reaction, the People's Democratic Party leadership, recognized by INEC, has dismissed claims surrounding the 103rd National Executive Committee meeting organized by the Adolphus Wabara-led BOT, describing it as invalid and misleading. In a statement issued by the party's National Publicity Secretary, Jungudu Mohammed, no such NEC meeting was convened by the recognized leadership of the party. According to the PDP, it is contradictory for individuals who previously opposed the idea of a caretaker committee to now claim to have constituted one, describing the move as lacking credibility and driven by self-interest. The party also cited alleged violations of the Electoral Act 2026, stressing that the mandatory 21-day notice to the Independent National Electoral Commission was not observed, nor was there evidence of the Commission's participation as required by law. On TVC News at 10 p.m. yesterday, a member of the newly constituted National Working Committee of the Factional PDP, Ini Ememobong, says the BOT gave mandatory 21-day notice to the Independent National Electoral Commission for the meeting.
We did what we needed to do, which was to give them notice. And their presence or absence does not validate or invalidate. It only, because even if they are there and you do what is unconstitutional, when it gets to court, it will be struck down. So that is where we are. We have served them notice. We have taken decisions. We would communicate again to them. And as the days go by, we've started the sales of form. We've issued our guidelines. We've issued our timetable. And people are beginning to, people who desire to partake in this election as an opposition through the authentic PDP are doing so. They're already getting on board and purchasing forms.
Well, PDP Chairman Bayelsa State, George Tuna, joins me on the news now to talk more and react to this. Thank you for joining us on the news.
Thank you very much for having me. Good afternoon, Nigerians.
Great. Now, as you can hear from Ini Ememobong, who is a member of the new constituted National Working Committee, he said they gave INEC 21 days notice, and so this is recognized from their perspective by INEC. But I am wondering what your party is looking at specifically that it's relying on to invalidate the NEC meeting that was held, this National Working Committee, and every other thing that is seemingly saying is not right.
Well, thank you very much. Sadly, I couldn't hear Ini. But let me say this. The PDP had a moment of crisis, and that led to the party having two clear conventions, national conventions, and produced two leadership. The Ibadan Convention was put through judicial scrutiny, which have traveled from the Federal High Court, 3 Federal High Courts, 2 in Abuja and 1 in Ibadan, and up to the Court of Appeal, and then finally the Supreme Court. And the Ibadan Convention has been now formally nullified. So it doesn't exist. It never existed. There was also a national convention held in Abuja, monitored by INEC. In fact, conducted in compliance and obedience to a subsisting order of court. That convention stands. Up to this moment, I am not aware of any nullification of that convention by any court in this country as of today. That convention produced the National Working Committee of our great party, chaired by the Honorable Mohammed Abdurrahman as national chairman, and Senator Samuel Nnameka Anyanwu as national secretary. As of today, INEC, being the registrar and regulator of political parties, in its database, the leadership of the PDP, known to law, the leadership headed by Abdurrahman Mohammed. Now, the Constitution of Nigeria have granted people, citizens, freedom, several freedoms. The right of expression, freedom of association, and all of that. So, well, it is normal, maybe within their right, as a means of putting forward their grievances, to say that they are meeting and all of that. But the question to ask is, meeting under what authority? What statutory authority? What legal authority? You say they are put up a interim or whatever committee. To what end? Recognized by what law? Known to who?
Well, they have said that they have said that they have given 21-day notice to INEC, and that is why they have gone ahead with having a national working committee, and also they are selling forms as it is to those who have expressed interest to pick up one position or the other. But the next question,
with all due respect, is it not? I mean, can I wake up now and send notice to NBC that regulates activities of
now, the next question, Mr. Tuna, if you give me the chance, because we have limited time, is that critics are saying that your hardline stance, that is your faction's hardline stance, is deepening divisions rather than resolving the crisis. Are you prioritizing control of the party over survival of the party as a viable opposition? Is that what you're doing?
Well, first of all, we cannot be referred to as a faction because we are the legitimate and legally recognized leadership of the party. Any other group can be referred to as faction, but not the leadership of the party. Now, there is no hard stand. When we had the convention, every member of our party had the privilege and the right to participate. We saw a lot of people on the other divide, coming to be part of that convention. That was a defining moment. That was a moment for everybody to have, come in and participate. Now, even outside that, after the convention, the national leader of our party have continued to emphasize on reconciliation. The national chairman, Abdurrahman Mohammed, have continued to emphasize on reconciliation. Even on the Supreme Court gave its verdict. If you recall, the national secretary, while speaking to newsmen right there at the complex of the Supreme Court, called for reconciliation. We are open to reconciliation.
All right.
But that will not be killed on the altar of indiscipline. Reconciliation must be honest and must be founded in truth and honesty. The party is supreme.
Judge Tuna, unfortunately, time is not our friend. We'll have to end this conversation here now. PDP Chairman, Bayelsa State, Judge Tuna, thank you so much for your time on the news. We'll quickly go on a break. When we return, we'll bring you more stories.